Hi guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be doing a vlog of my 24-hour readathon. So Zoe from Read by Zoe is hosting another 24-hour readathon. So I thought I would join in and vlog my day because a lot of you really liked watching that vlog last time, so I thought I'd do it again today. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys just first of all about what I'm going to be reading. So first of all, I'm about 730 pages into The Pillars of the Earth. It's by Ken Follett. I'll put this down because this is really heavy. I've been reading this since February, and I've sort of made a lot more progress with it over the last sort of week or so. So this is a epic historical fiction book that is set in the Middle Ages. And it's about the building of a cathedral, and that premise sounds like it wouldn't be that interesting, but I am really enjoying it. It's such a good book. He's just so clever at writing characters and getting you invested in what's going on and their lives, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So even though it's a proper chunky book, so I've still got about 300 pages left, yeah, I'm just really enjoying it so far. So I'm hoping to get like another, at least, I've read 30 pages already this morning of that. I'm hoping to get another 100 pages or so of that read today. So yeah, then I'm also reading Children of Blood and Bone. I've got an arc of this on my Kindle, although I did get a physical copy of it yesterday as well, but that's in the other room. So about 50% of the way through this at the moment. This is a YA fantasy, sort of set with a sort of West African setting, based on I believe Nigerian sort of folklore. It's really good so far. It's following 3 different perspectives, and I'm just really liking the diversity in it and the different sort of take on fantasy that she has come up with. Yes, I'm hoping to get another sort of at least 20% through that today. And then finally, I keep switching arms because they're aching. I'm going to be reading and try to finish this today. This is Read-a-thon by Catherine Mundell, and this is my pick for middle grade March. My god, this is ridiculous sneezes. Yeah, so this is my pick for middle grade March. But when I picked it out, I didn't realise that on my TBR for March as well is prize winners, and this won the Waterstones Children's Book Prize a couple of years ago, so it also kind of counts for that list as well. It's not particularly long. How many pages is it? It's like 280 pages and the font's quite big, so I was thinking that I'd really make an effort today to finish that one off. I've not really got any idea about what it's about, so I'll update you guys during the day as to what I think. So they're going to be the books that I'm going to be working on today. It's freezing cold outside. I've had 3 days off from work because of the snow. Well, I went in on Thursday morning, but then they sent us all home at 11 o'clock because the roads were just so bad and had hardly any kids in. So yeah, I've had 3 days off, and it has been absolutely freezing cold. Today's the first day where the temperature has gone above 0, so it's like 1 or 2 degrees today, so it sort of tells you how cold it's been, and the snow sort of finally starting to melt a little bit now. So I've got a cup of tea in the other room, I've got a hot water bottle. I'm just gonna try and be nice and cozy today and get a lot of reading done. So I put a couple of shots in here of the snow outside so you can sort of see what it's like, and then I'll update you guys later in the day as to what I've been reading. Hi guys, so it is 3:45, so I thought I'd do a little check-in. I've done quite a bit of reading, which is really good. So it's got a hair somewhere, sorry. So I've read another 70 pages of this. It's just so captivating. Like I said earlier on, just yeah, I'm at the stage of the book now where I just want to race through the end, but I know I can't because I've still got about 300 pages left. So yeah, really loving that one. And then I've also read 105 pages of this. I said earlier that I didn't really have any idea what it was about. From what I've read so far, it's about a little girl called Sophie, and at the beginning of the book she washes up, is it in the Thames? No, it's not in the Thames, it's in the English Channel, in a cello case, and she's a little baby, she's I think just turning 1, and a man called Charles finds her and takes her back to his house in London, and sort of looks after her as she grows up in the house, and people are sort of against him looking after her because she doesn't have a very conventional upbringing, stuff like that. So it's kind of, it's not set in modern times, it's kind of set maybe like 19th century or something like that. So yeah, she's kind of brought up in this really unconventional way, but he's a really sweet man and she's really intelligent and she's having a really good life and things like that. And then one day they're told that she can't stay with Charles anymore, so they decide to run off to Paris to try to find Sophie's real parents. I'm quite liking it so far. It's quite whimsical and a little bit kind of, magical is probably the wrong word, but it's quite, yeah, it's quite whimsical, and the writing's quite cool. There's some nice, really nice descriptions and things like that. I'm not totally captivated by it at the moment, but it's really easy to read, so I'm hoping I can get through that for the rest of the day. So it's still like really cold outside, so I've got a hot water bottle here yet again, and yeah, I'm just sort of like chilling out in the reading room and trying to stay warm and things like that. Stefan's playing a bit of Fortnite in the other room. Yeah, so trying to keep warm, loving the day so far. Yeah, that's all I've got at the moment, so I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Hi guys, so it is 10 to 8 and I've had dinner. So Stefan cooked chili con carne, which is always nice, and I'm sat back upstairs again, so I thought I'd give you another update. I have got Malibu and pineapple. I love buying these tins. You obviously can get it separate, but it's just so convenient having it, and massive fan of Malibu and pineapple. So I've got a nice drink and I've lit some candles. Stefan's in the other room again, so he's not been in this video today, so maybe you can say hi to him a bit later. But I have read another 50 pages of this, so I'm on page 161. Not sure whether I am going to finish this today. Yeah, I said earlier that I wasn't particularly enjoying it. It's getting a little bit more adventurous now. But I don't think it's going to be a particularly good middle grade read for me, to be honest. I can perhaps see why it won some awards, but yeah, I don't know. It's not really thrilling me at the moment. So there's that. And then I've read another 50 pages of this. So I'm on page 839. So every time I read this book, something happens where I like exclaim out loud, and there aren't many books that I do that in, and I keep saying to Stefan, you need to read this, because although he's like a massive fantasy fan, and this is historical fiction, but it's like epic historical fiction, and I think he will really appreciate a lot of the stuff or a lot of the things that the writer's doing, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Game of Thrones, but not, because obviously Game of Thrones is fantasy as well, but it's got that kind of epicness to it, but also this kind of brutality to it as well. So yeah, absolutely loving that. So I'm going to sit here for another hour or so before I get ready for bed. So hoping to read a little bit more. I've also read I don't think I mentioned this earlier, another 10% of Children of Blood and Bones. I'm on 60% of that, so I'm going to go and read another 10% of that now, and that'll be my 20% of that done for today, which is really good. I've read over 100 pages of this today, so I've definitely smashed that target, and then we'll see with this one. And once I've read my 10% of Children of Blood and Bone, I'll go back to this, but I don't know whether I'll finish it today. I could have done quite easily, but I'm just not that excited about it, so yeah. Yeah, so I'll check back in with you again before I go to bed. Hi guys, so it's Sunday, so I thought I would give you a final update of how I did in the 24-hour readathon. So I managed to read, I think, around 150 pages of The Pillars of the Earth, so I'm really pleased with that. It's such a chunky book, but it's so easy to read. Then I read 20% of Children of Blood and Bone, so I'm up to 70% of that now. So I'm hoping to get a bit more done of that today and then finish it off maybe on Monday. And then I read about 200 pages of Reef Toppers, so I didn't finish it yesterday, I finished it this morning instead, so I thought I'd still give you my thoughts on it here. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I quite appreciated the writing. I thought it was, I've said earlier that I would describe it as quite whimsical, and it was quite adventurous at times, but it wasn't really my kind of book. Yeah, I just wasn't that excited about the story, and yeah, I just wasn't really that into it, to be honest. So I suppose I can see why it won some awards, and I can see how some children would like it, definitely, but yeah, just not one for me really. So like I said, I finished that off this morning, so I think I had a pretty good readathon really. So add up how many pages, so 350 pages of Reef Toppers and The Pillars of the Earth, and then I think Children of Blood and Bone is something like 600 pages, so 20% would be 120, so 470 pages. That's pretty good going. I'm really pleased with myself. So yeah, successful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't think it was as exciting as my holiday edition one, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.